What if you could run your entire email marketing operation by just talking to AI? Sounds crazy, right? But could you imagine just saying, hey Claude, launch a flash sale email to customers who haven't purchased in 60 days. And within minutes, the campaign is live, optimized, and tracking revenue. That's exactly what Klaviyo's new MCP Server integration with Claude AI makes possible. Today, I'm breaking it all down for you. We're talking about what an MCP server is, how Klaviyo servers works, the features you get, and the real-world use cases that you can actually use to apply. And we're going to talk about why this is going to completely change the future of email marketing in the Klaviyo ecosystem. So first, let's talk about what does MCP even stand for? It stands for Model Context Protocol. Think of it like an API for AI, but with superpowers. Right now, most AI tools can analyze data, maybe generate a little content, but they can't actually execute. MCP changes all that. It allows Claude to directly connect to external platforms like Klaviyo, not just read data, but actually act on it. That means creating campaigns, updating flows, managing lists, and pulling analytics, all through natural language prompts. Now here's where Klaviyo comes into the picture. The Klaviyo MCP server is the bridge that links your Klaviyo account directly to Claude AI. It's secure and it uses your existing Klaviyo API or authentication, and it lets Claude work with live data in real time. This isn't hypothetical, it's already rolling out. And right now it works with Claude 3.5, Sonnet, and Claude 4. And next year, Klaviyo will be rolling out an MCP integration with ChatGPT as well. So whether you're a Claude fan or a ChatGPT user, this is coming your way, and you're gonna wanna make sure you can maximize these LLMs with your Klaviyo account. So here's what Claude can actually do once it's connected to your Klaviyo account. First, let's start off with campaign management. Claude can create, schedule, send, or even cancel campaigns. It even supports smart send times, local time zone sending, or throttled rollouts. Next, let's talk about email templates. It can generate full HTML emails, add personalization like first name into HTML campaigns, and even make them compatible with Klaviyo's drag and drop editor. Now let's get into customer data. You can search, update, and create customer profiles, manage subscriptions, and even move people into the right list or segments instantly. Now let's get into my favorite feature with this integration, analytics and reporting. You can now pull campaigns' open rates, click rates, revenue per recipient, deliverability, and then actually act on those insights. These LLMs are like having a supercharger PhD data science attached to your back. Some of this data that we're talking about here that you can now access instantaneously could take you hours, days, or even weeks to comprehend and sort and sift. And ultimately, it just wasn't profitable, or brains didn't have the right time or even have the right resources to run through this. Now we have access to insights that'll help us make better decisions upon upcoming campaigns with our retention efforts, ultimately helping us growing our businesses through using Klaviyo. Next, we have flows and sequences. Claude can manage welcome series, abandoned carts, winbacks, and more. It can literally identify bottlenecks inside a flow and suggest improvements. And now we'll finish it off with lists and segment management. You can now build dynamic segments on the fly, exclude specific audiences, or tag customers with new attributes. All of this happens in real time off a single command. So how is this changing everything that we know about operating in Klaviyo from the old way to this new paradigm we're in right now? I want to compare the old way of what we've been using for the past decade plus with Klaviyo to the new way, and how you're going to start operating using Klaviyo with this Claude MCP server integration. The old way of using Klaviyo would be logging in directly to Klaviyo through a browser, navigating through menus, building a campaign manually, copying and pasting templates, setting targeting rules, scheduling campaigns manually, and then pulling reports later. The new way with MCP, you just say, Claude, create a Labor Day sale campaign for customers who haven't purchased in 60 days. Use our seasonal campaign template, send at optimal times, and report back in 24 hours with performance. And it literally does everything. This is the definition of moving from manual execution to conversational execution. So let's get into some use cases and examples. I want to start off with abandoned cart recovery and how you can leverage the tool there. Claude can start off by identifying high-valued carts. It can then create personalized recovery sequences, A/B test subject lines, and monitor conversation. Now let's talk about product launch campaigns. We can segment VIP buyers, create a teaser, launch, a reminder series, generate on-brand templates, and track results all in one flow. Well, how about win-back campaigns? We can now automatically target customers that have been inactive for 90 days or more with personalized incentives, optimize those send times and performance reporting. And lastly, how about performance analytics? Claude can audit the last 30 days, tell you what worked, what didn't, and recommend your next 3 tests. These are things that normally take hours, if not days, of manual work. Now they can happen within minutes. So let's get into the setup and security. How do you actually set up an MCP server in the first place? Well, first you're gonna need a Klaviyo account with API access. Right now, I believe it's at manager and above level. If you don't have at least manager, you're not gonna be able to access the API. You're also gonna need a Claude subscription, a pro or a team subscription. At Breadloaf, our whole operations team actually has access to the pro version of Claude, so we can easily build servers, share them, and access them whenever we need it. Next, you're gonna have to enable the MCP integration in your Claude interface. Once you have that integration done, you're gonna have to authenticate with Klaviyo via an API key or an O authentication. Once you're done with the full integration, you're gonna wanna test a query really fast. Something like, list my campaigns from the last 7 days. This test query is going to show you that the integration is rocking, rolling, and actually working. The opportunities are endless with what you can ask Claude to help you execute. Everything here is secure with granular permissions, API rate limits managed, and a full audit trail inside of Klaviyo. So now let's talk about some real world results. Like, how does this even apply to brands in the first place in 2025? One fashion brand running over 100 active campaigns implemented the MCP integration. The results of this, well, campaign creation time dropped by 80%. Templates became more consistent across the board. Segmentation got smarter with AI suggestions, and revenue lift came from faster execution and better targeting. For example, a Labor Day sale campaign was created, throttled by time zone, and then followed up with an automated reminder. The entire sequence was built and launched with a fraction of the time it used to take. So what are some of the limitations right now? Well, it's not perfect yet. Right now, it's mostly email, SMS, and push are limited. Complex visual designs still require a designer. So if you want to build more complex, robust designs, you're going to still have to do it manually. I can't wait till there's a Figma integration here. We can upload design files, it'll build it out, and push everything straight into the live environment. There's a bit of a learning curve with the prompting at the moment. That's one thing that our team's working on, is a standard series of prompts that we can actually use to get some real insights here. This tool is so new. I'm just telling you about this because I found out about it at Klaviyo's KBOS event a couple weeks ago. And of course, you need both a Klaviyo account and a Claude subscription. But if you're sending a lot of campaigns, this is a massive efficiency unlock. You're gonna save a lot of time and energy building things manually like we used to do in the past. The biggest key here is that reporting in the analytics. We wanna use that PhD level data analyst as our advantage when it comes to pulling actionable insights on campaign performance over time. So let's get into what are some of the future implications with the Claude MCP Server Klaviyo integration. This is just the start. Next year, Klaviyo is going to roll out MCP support for ChatGPT, meaning you'll be able to use whichever AI you prefer. Soon, we're going to see multi-channel support across email, SMS, push, WhatsApp, all the channels here. We're gonna see predictive analytics baked in and AI generative images and video content. We're even gonna see voice activated campaign management. Bigger shift is this. Marketers won't just be the operators anymore. They'll be the AI directors telling the AI what to do, then focusing on the strategy and the creativity. So here's the bottom line. Klaviyo's MCP server Claude integration is the future of lifecycle marketing. It combines speed, intelligence, and execution in a way we've never seen or had access to in the past. Try it out, experiment with a campaign, and I want to hear how it goes. And if you want more insights on how tools like this work within the Klaviyo ecosystem or retention of lifecycle marketing in general, I'm going to be covering the ChatGPT integration as soon as it goes live. And subscribe here because every week I'm sharing actionable insights for what my team and I are doing at Breadloaf. And if you want my help growing your business with Klaviyo, then I have a special offer for you today. My team and I have this killer $4,000 audit that takes us about a week to get done. We present it to you, and throughout this audit process, we show you exactly what's going on in your retention marketing ecosystem. The good, the bad, the ugly. Where's the opportunities? What's the strength and weaknesses? Where's there revenue that you're missing out on through email, SMS, push, direct mail, and WhatsApp? We dive into everything. And right now, I want to give you that audit for free. So if you want this audit, you want my team and I to go through this whole retention brand audit over the next week or two, book a call directly below. and we'll schedule a kickoff call and get an audit going. Now, you got to qualify for this. Typically, we're working with brands that are doing $1 million to $100 million a year. Fill out the form below, schedule a call with one of our team members, and I look forward to auditing you soon. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Love you. If you have any comments, put them in there. I read them all, and I promise I'll get back to you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.